Hello and welcome to String Minded. Today I will show you how to hold your violin without the bow. We will add bow later. First of all, I want you to get the right posture and be comfortable just with your violin. So let's do it from scratch. Grab your violin, upside down, and if you are not feeling confident, then place it on some sort of soft surface, like a couch, like a carpet. You know, it's up to you. But hold it. If you decide to do it mid-air, like I do, please hold it. Then grab your shoulder rest, and it has to be smiley face. So smiley face. Let's put it on the left, and then the right side. You just slide it down. I like my shoulder rest a little bit slightly diagonal, maybe because I've got wonky shoulders. You'll find what is most comfortable for you. Make sure it sits nice and tight. Yeah, it has to be connected to your violin. Now we turn the violin around, and I probably have to turn around. Oh no, maybe I'll show you first from the front, just so you can see. Grab your violin. That's just for the start. So grab your violin, flip it over, and bring it all the way to your neck. Yeah, that shoulder rest goes on your shoulder, and grab it with your chin. And if you're feeling more confident, then you just place the violin like that. You just hold it, place the violin on your shoulder. But I think that's the better way of like knowing exactly where it goes, because it's kind of like you're aiming for your neck. You're aiming for your neck, place it on your shoulder, grab it with your chin. And ideally, when everything is set up properly, the shoulder sits on your shoulder, on your chest. You're grabbing it with your chin, and you can let your violin go. Yeah, I mean, do not try it straight away to let it go and just hold the violin with your chin. But once you're confident, that's basically what you should be able to do. You should be able to hold your violin with your chin, not too hard. It's so tight, like your neck and your shoulder. Ideally, as well, you have to adjust your shoulder rest to the height that is literally you are placing the violin and gently pressing your chin. So it can't be too high. So you are like that. Yeah, and imagine the chin being here, and you're struggling. Or it can't be too low, so you have to do this and kind of struggling to hold your violin. It is really a personal preference, and it needs to be adjusted for each person. I had to do all sorts of adjustments for my students and to make them comfortable, but that's what the basic way of holding violin is. That's how I hold my violin. I've never had any problems, other than you might want a different chin rest or a different shoulder rest, because everybody's got slightly different build. That's entirely up to you, and you have to find solutions that work for you. So again, placing violin on your shoulder and grabbing it with your chin, just so we are free, hands free. Brilliant. So we can grab our bow and play. But for the start, I would encourage you just to support your violin either by the body. Not a big fan actually, because then you're touching the lacquer and it might lead to discoloration. Or just nice and gently support the neck with your hand, and that should be enough. Do not try to press your fingers yet, just nice and gentle support here, just so the violin does not drop. Let's do it from the back, so just you can see what's happening from the back. We hold the violin, flip it over and bring it all the way to your neck. Yeah, can you see that part sits on my shoulder, and I just grab it with my chin, and voila. If you want to do shorter version, you just place it on your shoulder, grab your violin, and just support it with your hand. So see, I'm not grabbing it. Do not try to do it yet. Just nice support. You can do it. You can do that. If you're really uncomfortable, then you can hold your violin, but be aware that it will lead to discoloration. That's it. Wow. We've grabbed our violins, we know how to hold the violin. It's okay, let's do that again. Yeah, we just hold our violin. That's normally the posture if you are just holding it. or the other way to hold your violin is to go under your shoulder. That's like a professional way if you are playing in an orchestra or part of an ensemble, but in general you would place your violin under your right arm, yeah, so go under your armpit, and that's how you hold it. Yeah, brilliant, lovely. But let's start from the start. So the violin is resting, you're just waiting to play. Yeah, for example, you had a little break, or I don't know, you're talking to someone, so either you hold your violin here or there, and then flip it over, put it on your shoulder, grab it with your chin. That's it, gentle support. And the first exercise, first thing I ever played, I remember it to this day. I was 7. It was right after I've learned all of that I told you, and my first performance was a strum. So just grab a violin, and what I want you to do is to go do a big circle and strum, and again, and big circle, and again. Right? And when we strum on the violin, we try to do it not here. This part of the violin is reserved for the bow. I'm not going to go into much detail because it's, again, you can talk for hours just about different sound being made at different parts of the strings. But for starters, just for now, let's keep this area reserved for the bow. And if you want to do any plucking happens on the fingerboard, right? So strum. And like that. Got it? And when you pluck, again, do not pull on the strings like that. I don't want to even do it because, yeah, that's it. Okay, I've done it. It's try not to bounce the string against the finger. Try not to pull so hard because one, you can snap the string. Again, it has its place in music when it's required for musical aesthetic purposes, or but not for now, not for us. We are just stuck into gentle strum, yeah, and that's all I want you to do. Just become comfortable, grab your violin and strum. And even if it's the first thing you do, just to get, that's it. And at the same time, what I want you to think about is when you're strumming, I know it sounds like we are toddlers learning to play, but it all has its purpose. So when you're doing very simple things, so now you're becoming more comfortable just grabbing your violin, that's it. And then you're supporting with your hand, brilliant. Now, I want you to feel when you're standing, I don't want you to stand like a soldier, you know, the feet next to one another. There is a little bit, your feet need to be slightly wider than your hips, just to have this, imagine you're a tree and you have your roots in the ground. Yeah, that's how I want you to feel, because we need to use gravity. Everything from now on when we're building, it's about gravity. My playing violin is gravity, and also our shoulders. So when again, we're placing a violin, grabbing it, yeah, I want to, for everything you do, to be as little tense as possible. It has to just slowly become part of you, and it will. I know it. At the start, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like a foreign body, but with time, with practice, trust me, it will happen, and you will feel it. So at the moment, just let that violin, yeah, feel it where it's under your chin. That is actually not a violin, it's just part of you. So now what we can do, we can relax our shoulders, yeah, and let them drop, but we are still holding the violin, right? Not with tension, not with force, it's just part of us. And again, we're supporting the violin with your hand, gently. And with a relaxed arm, we just strum. Okay, so let's do it. We do it 5 times in your own time. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. And now you can smile. Imagine it was your performance, your first performance. So what you can do is like go to your spouse or go to your friend, if you don't have anyone in the house, I don't know, sit your shampoo bottles and pretend they're your friends. You know, play pretend. Playing violin is using your imagination a lot, because in the end we have just this box, we have a stick, and just trying to make the notes. Like, it requires imagination, right? So whatever it is, whoever it is, find someone somewhere where you can go, even if it's just for yourself. But as I said, imagine there are people sitting there and you want to share with them what you've learned. It's like, guys, come on. Today I've learned how to hold the violin. Look, placing on my shoulder, I grab it with my chin, I support my violin with a hand, and now I'm going to do the strum. Let's listen to this. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it resonate. And then we grab the violin, we bow. Well done, well done, well done, bravo. Or we can do this and do that. And that's done. And you've learned how to strum on the violin. It sounds like a little, but trust me, we'll build up. We will build up from that. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.